Hey folks, we're at Dad's, who has a garage, and we've got a ton of time. Basically, we got a job. We're going to be staying here for the foreseeable future, but it doesn't start until the 29th. Today is the 20th, so we've had a lot of free time on our hands. What we're going to do is a little project, and I'll show you what it is in a second. All right, so these are all our tools that we use to build our truck and do our build out. Dad has some tools, obviously, but we've just bought some 2x2s, and what we're going to do is make a chicken brooder, or at least a basic version that I'm capable of doing. Building can be super intimidating, but after that, this is nothing. Just going to use some 2x2s. This is going to be for another project or if I need more stability, but from what I understand, it's going to be quite simple. And really, for all intents and purposes, we're not going to need much. We're going to use our circular saw, measuring tape, some clamps, which really aren't 100% necessary, but when we're working alone, just going to make it a lot easier. We're also going to use our drill, but we're just going to make some quick, simple cuts, and then we'll assemble it, and it should be pretty easy. So we want this thing to be 34 by 18. It's not going to be huge. We're just going to start with 2 chicks for now. But we've just basically marked off 18 inches per on this 2x2. We're going to chop it up and make some, and then we're going to do the same with the other ones that are 36. And of course, more important than safety is looking cool. I cannot find my safety glasses. You should 100% not use sunglasses as safety glasses, but just cutting wood, this is better than nothing. I can't find my safety glasses, and we want to get this done. Plus, hearing protection. From experience, hearing protection. Hearing loss is not fun. All right, so we've got our sideways pieces chopped up, and we got our lengthwise pieces chopped up, and we're basically just going to make a box. If you can't figure this out, then... But that's basically all this is. It's just making boxes over and over, and then you just add them all together. And we've just got some leftover screws. We are going to pre-drill our holes to make it a lot easier so that the wood doesn't split. These are roughly, 2 inches, if that. We just need it to connect. This thing is not heavy duty. It's just going to hold some chickens that weigh maybe a few ounces each. And just a quick heads up, it's going to go a lot faster if you have a drill that you can use to do your pilot hole, and then one to just pound the screws in. That's what she said. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to go a lot faster this way. And there we go. Easy peasy. Just put the 3 pieces in, tacked it all together. That's just for support. It's a little off center, but really, again, this is not holding humans. It is holding little baby chickens. And we're just going to repeat this and then do some walls, and we should be good to go. And of course, me being me, this wood was intended for a greenhouse that I'm going to be working on later. This is kind of a spur of the moment thing. So we ran out of 2x2s. We've got tons of 2x4s. We're actually going to make this the base. So we'll make it a bit heavier. It's not a big deal. Just make it a lot more sturdy. And then this will be the roof. And we're going to use the rest of the 2x to just kind of make the walls. And that should work for our height. Okie dokie, there we go. These are roughly the same size. Again, this is just scrap wood. We're trying to do this cheap. This is not the Parthenon. And who says carpentry is the exact science anyways? Okay, we've been in here for quite some time. We're quite cold. We're going to head in for some chow. But there it is. It's by no means perfect, but for an amateur, I'm happy with it. We'll do a quick tour in a sec. All right, so we're quite cold, only working with one glove. But there we go. This thing is not level, but for our intensive purposes, it's enough. Yeah, just attach the 2x. It's stable enough for what we need it for. We have some chicken mesh, barbed wire, whatever the hell you want. Not barbed wire. Chicken mesh coming from Amazon tomorrow, so we can't complete it quite yet. We're going to go inside, grab some food, warm up a bit, and we will continue this tomorrow. All right, so day 2, I had to find some of this stuff. You can get actual chicken mesh, which is fine. It works. It has worked forever. This stuff is actually called hardware cloth. It's just simple to work with. It might be available in more places, and it's just a lot more uniform. So we're going to use this and apply it, and hopefully it goes okay. Hi, puppies. We popped inside real quick because it's kind of fiddly to open. There's some wire that holds it together and some tape. One thing I want to be absolutely clear on, wear good gloves when working with this stuff. Even though It's fairly safe. Those guys will get into your fingers no problem. And as you're cutting it, you can have some issues. So just be very careful. Always handle the stuff with gloves. And then you can just do some chopping with one of these or an angle grinder. Once you've attached it, you can just to clean it up really easily. And just to prove my point, this isn't, I've had worse, but wear long sleeves as well because it's not fun. It's like a cat scratched you. And so all we're doing is just laying it down, and we're using our electric staple gun. It doesn't have to be electric. You could use a small brad nailer. You can use one of those handheld underpowered ones, but we're just going to attach it. And as I said, we can take a circular angle grinder and just cut all this off as we need to and hold it. We're just going to tack it in place and then cut it to fit. And as I said, we can use an angle grinder. We're just doing this to show you, but it cuts pretty easily. It's pretty simple. This just takes a lot longer. Okay, so as I said, angle grinder works perfectly. You should have a guard. Don't ever be like me when it comes to safety. All right. Okay, so we're doing the sides first. It's just tacked in place. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just we're leaving the top open for now. So we're just going to do the sides, and we'll trim it, and we'll update it as we go. I'm having to use a hammer and do them individually because the electric nailer decided to die on me. My dad does have a brad nailer, but unfortunately he's not home, and I've never used an air compressor before, so I can't really figure it out. So nailing it is. And a little bit of overlap is fine. This stuff is really, really thin, so even if we leave it on and just put another layer on top. And just for the corners, all I did, I just give a snip, and then we're going to leave this off. I can cut it, but I'm just doing this to show you. But yeah, we're going to make it nice and tidy and repeat the steps. Okay, update. Dad came home. He showed me how to use the compressor. Apparently there's a valve on the bottom. That's why it wasn't getting up to the pressure. This is almost $40 worth of that construction wire. I put some old plywood on the bottom to strengthen it. Not that it's going to need a lot. And I also took out the middle bar because, these are 2x4s. They're fine. For a base, it just needs to hold little baby chickens and some bedding. Okay, so for the most part, we're done. Unfortunately, that roll was not big enough to do this whole thing, but we're rolling and going the fly. This brace piece that I put in the middle that they wouldn't be able to hop over anyways, we're just going to make a door out of it with this guy, and we went to the hardware store real quick to get some hinges. We want to have a hinge for the top and one for our little door that we're going to make. So yeah, let's get those installed. Okay, that's on. We just need to put a little baby handle on. That one end we're out of chicken wire, but thankfully we have this conveniently sized piece of plywood, which is actually going to work out because this will help keep some of the heat in. We have a little baby heat lamp and stuff that's going to go there. So let's throw this on and then we'll be pretty much done. There we go. Is it pretty? No. Does it work? Yes. We'll add a handle. For now, we don't need a roof because honestly, this thing is going to be kept indoors, and unless these things are future Michael Jordans, the thing is 18 inches high. They're not going to be jumping up. So, yeah. Let's see. And there we go. It's inside. Is it perfect? No. Is it an amateur job? Yes. Would I feel comfortable charging anyone money for this? No. But it will hold chickens. And through the magic of television, boom. We got a chicken coop. We got a water, a feeder. We got a little heater, which is just warming up. We just plugged it in. And there we go. Door that opens. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. Challenge yourself. I've never used a brad nailer. I've never dealt with chicken wire. I've never built anything like that before. It was fun. It was frustrating. I learned certain things didn't go the way I wanted them to, but it was a cool experience, and I can now learn that and use what I learned going forward. Chickens, we'll see. I will post the updates when we get them, hopefully tomorrow, but I'm super excited, and it should be a cool learning experience for me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.